Good morning, YouTubers. This is me. I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona. Normally, I'm making videos usually in Central America, but I just want to pop off a short little video on can you make a part-time income from Cantor Exchange with simple strategies? And to me, the answer is yes. Now, right now. I'm looking at the euro dollar, and I'm looking at the 1 hour, or it's going out 1 hour. It's got about 43 minutes on the trade, and I'm not really going to do any trades. I'm just trying to show you at 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, the liquidity. You have 500 contracts, 1,300 contracts. Um, these are slightly in the money. That one's way in the money. Right here, that's way in the money. It's more slightly in the money. My point being, one of the service providers I suggest is Steve's Simple Trades. He has a club. He also has a couple other things you can join where you pay $1,000 and he'll give you four or more simple trades you can do all throughout the year that have a pretty high win rate. One of the ones that I like the most is really that I can use on Cantor. And Cantor Exchange is a little bit different than Nadex, but the difference is there's not a lot of strikes or different. There's not a lot of different instruments you can trade, but one of them you can trade that he likes to trade is a euro dollar. And it doesn't always have the liquidity, but right now from 12 to 1 it does. Anyways, I just want to point out he has a simple trade where all you do is that from 12 to noon and 12:30 to 1, depending on how the markets are behaving, you buy slightly in the money depending if certain criteria are met. Basically, like from 12 to 1, he gives this one away for free, so I'll just share it with you. If at midnight Eastern time the day before, you figure out that price, and if from midnight the day before you go to midnight or to noon the next day, if it's fallen 0.45%, you figure that out by figuring out how many pips that is. If it's fallen that much or more, you just take a long trade. It's a long trade only strategy. It actually has a pretty high win rate over the last 5 to 10 years, which fluctuates between 62% and 80%. I think sometimes it gets up to 90%, but it's in the 70s, 80s over a longer period of time. From year to year, that can fluctuate a lot, though. But I just want to show you real quick what I mean by part-time income. By that, I mean like $1,000 or more a month. If, like, say you had $10,000 in your account, which if you don't, then you're not going to be making $1,000. But like if you had $1,000 in your account, and you could basically between 80 and 120% a year. That's what this strategy has done throughout the years. You could have $80 a month on average if you had $1,000 and you didn't compound your account. If you had 10,000 and you were compounding, you could have more or less. But then you could essentially have a part-time income. Now people say there's not the liquidity, but as you can see right now, you have 700 contracts. Right now you have on this one, which is a little bit more in the money than it was before, 3,000 contracts. So his strategy is you never pay more than $57, and you can change that to wherever you want, like $50. But I wouldn't pay more than $57, and that'd be $570, for 1,000 contracts. So if you won that contract, you get 400 and change back. So I mean, do the math. You can see that you can create quite a nice income for you. The problem with Steve's trades is they don't come on too much. But that's what I like about them. You're only trading 30 to 40% of the trading days a year. That's the advantage to me, and you're only trading from 12 to 1 or 12:30 to 1, depending on how the markets react. Another cool strategy adds is the euro pound, which you don't have that instrument on Tradeologic, so you'd have to trade that on Nadex, but that trades Monday through Wednesday. As a matter of fact, let's just go take a look. It's a new system he's put out, which I've known about for a while. But he's had 7 wins and 2 losses in September, as you can see from the email he sent out. You can join the system. It was $350, and you get a lifetime membership to it. If it ever changed, he'll just update it. But these things don't change that much over a lifetime. But anyways, it's probably up to $1,000. Usually he charges $1,000 for his stuff, and he gives it for a limited time for $350. So I'm not sure if you can still get that $350, but he points out if you had an $800 bankroll, is made almost 112%. So that's what you can do with these kinds of trades. And what's cool about it only trades Monday through Wednesday, and certain criteria have to be met. But there's a trade you put on every day, Monday through Wednesday, but you might not get filled. In my experience, you get filled once, 1 to 2 times a week, 2 times being a good week, once being about average. Anyways, as you can see, in the course of 17 months, it's produced $1,400 profits on one contract. So it's a really nice return. So if you don't compound, you get almost 200% returns. Anyways, you might want to check it out, MrBinaryOptions.com/Euro Pound System. You can just Google his name. He has other systems like that, and they can be kind of expensive. But what I like about him, whether he's charging $350 or $1,000, it's a barrier to entry. Most people just won't pay for it, so most people just don't do those trades. And as you can see from the buy line, 7 wins, 2 losses in September, 36 wins, 10 losses all year. That's a really excellent win rate, and that can be your bread and butter for, depending on what your bankroll is. If it's $10,000, you may be able to live on it if you're single and if you live outside the U.S., which I do most of the time. So these can be ways to earn a full-time income. But I admit it's going to be modest, but it's pretty interesting and pretty cool. I like them. Some people don't. And what I like about his systems is they're mostly for 12 to 1, and I can trade that anywhere in the world, wherever I'm at, and it's always Eastern time. And then looking at Cantor Exchange, I like trading the euro dollar, and there's always a lot of liquidity. 3,600 contracts. You could take that out. That'd be 4,000 contracts. I mean, if you have a large enough account size, you could take out $2,000 if you won the trade, or at the money, I'm saying, or slightly less than that if you're a little bit in the money, as this contract is trading right now, 76. But anyhow, anyways, as you can see, you get a little bit of pricing right here, and as the markets change and fluctuate, you can just see which strike would be better for wherever the market's at the time you putting on the trade. So basically, in 30 minutes to an hour, you can know if you win or lost a trade. You can, in my opinion, earn a part-time income from it on Cantor Exchange. And the other advantage is most people don't know about Cantor Exchange. I like it. They're on the East Coast. It's easy to open an account. And here the difference is you don't have to buy a $50 contract to get $100. You can buy 50 cents contract to get $1, or you can buy it with the money for 10 cents, 5 cents, etc., etc. But if you win the trade, you get $1. So you can start out this journey with a lot smaller account size, and you can test out strategies here really cheap. You don't have to use a demo account, especially if you're trading the euro dollar. That's where a lot of the action is. Or I'll just show you real quick. They have the Aussie dollar, which is, they have liquidity during certain times. They have pound yen, dollar yen. I don't trade that as much, but it's popular. Euro yen, I like trading that. Euro dollar and pound dollar, I don't trade that as much, but sometimes. Then here, if you want to trade gold, you can. Another cool thing is now they have a lot more liquidity for the 4 o'clock. Let's see what we have here. Normally you couldn't buy a contract this time of day or even earlier and get 1,600 or 1,000 contracts. I mean, that's $500 if you bought it at the money. I don't know if you get filled, but you could put your order and see if you get filled. That's what's cool about that. Anyways, just a short little video on how you can use Cantor Exchange to earn a part-time income if you're using a simple trading strategy like what Steve has at MrBinaryOptions.com. Just mosey on over there, check out what he has. He has quite a few different systems. If you Google his name and find his YouTube account, you can see he has different opportunities. He also has another service where he sells signals. It used to be $60 a month, but now it's $100 a month. So as the win rates go up and as the consistency stays there, a lot of people, they do raise their rates, just to put that out there. And if you have a high win rate and you're making money, of course it's easy to pay those fees. But everyone has a drawdown, just like Trader Bot Marketplace. Recently, they're coming out of a drawdown out of their binary signals. I like their signals too, and I also like their FX stuff that they do. They have ATs, really, really wonderful, and some other products too you might want to check out at Trader Bot Marketplace. Anyways, like, share, subscribe.